Hello everyone, we're the Spiffy Needle Geeks. I'm Supersonic 407 or Smoking Some Toad, whichever one you prefer, Brawlfen1, RoushutsuRises, and PlatinumRhythm. And after going to a relatively old school platformer that was Donkey Kong Country, I think it's time to start the new year right with the 1930s of gaming. So that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Cuphead. By far, probably one of the most highly anticipated and long-awaited indie games to come out of Microsoft. So, aside from me, playing through the game a few times beforehand and recording it, what is your experience with Cuphead be?
Right now, I've only seen, trailers and shit. I mean, I know when this game was in development, I really wanted to get into it because it looked like it was so much fun and I love the art style. And then it's like, shit, it's not on PlayStation. Fuck!
Right. Nah, I getcha.
Well, because, this is a game that definitely looks like, it's probably built to be played with a controller rather than a keyboard. So it's like,
yeah.
I could play it on PC, but it's just like, from what I've seen, it's like there's no way in hell I'd be able to pull this off on a keyboard.
Oh, but right. Well, to be fair, we do live in a day and age where it's like, with the various options that you have when it comes to PC gaming, I'm sure there are numerous ways that you can set up a control pad. Whether it be from Logitech or, hell, even maybe a PlayStation controller or an Xbox controller.
Yeah, I have a Logitech controller that I use for PC.
As do I.
Wait, this is a game that can go past 100%?
Yes, it's after game stuff, such as getting higher ranks.
Oh, okay.
Right, it's nothing too much or anything. Alright, but yeah, as the storybook is basically... Yeah, as this story literally unfolds, essentially the main gist with this story, if that's what we want to call it, basically, yeah, Cuphead and Mugman, they're just minding their own business, just having the time of their lives, and even though their caretaker, Elder Kettle, basically told them to not wander off too far and get into any trouble, they do the exact opposite and end up getting into the Devil's Casino. And they do so well at the casino that even the devil himself comes out and challenges them to one last dice roll, where he basically challenges them to do one last dice roll, and it's like either if they win the last dice roll, they get all the money in the casino, but if not, they lose their souls, and the devil pretty much owns them. And of course, because this is the devil that they're dealing with, they end up losing that very dice roll. So here we have Cuphead and Mugman being like, oh no, please, don't do that. There must be another way we can repay you. And the devil responds with, you know what? As a matter of fact, there is. See, there are a lot of these runaway debtors that still owe me their souls. So tell you what, if you two can go out there and gather all the soul contracts from these runaway debtors, then maybe, just maybe, I'll let you guys off the hook. Oh, by the way, you also have 24 hours to take care of this, so get on it.
Dang.
Even though in reality there's really no time limit in this game, so you can actually take all the time in the world to take care of all these runaway debtors if you wanted to.
Would really be some shit though if you literally only had 24 hours to do this, considering the bullshit you can go through in this game.
Right. But anyway, it's like BJ, Brandon, did you have any experiences with this game at all? Have you seen it in action already?
Not yet. I've seen this game played multiple times. I've still yet to try it myself.
Yeah, I've only seen the game Let's Played numerous times, because obviously when this game first came out, it was so freaking big. Literally, just about every single Let's Player that I'm subscribed to went and played it or streamed it or whatever. So, yeah,
right.
I've seen the game in its entirety. I don't plan on playing it, though, because it is a jump-and-shoot game, and I don't really care for jump-and-shoot games.
Alright, that's understandable.
I really want to play this game.
Mm-hmm.
Give it time, Brandon, give it time.
Well, the whole thing that jumped out at me was the art style. I mean, it was like,
yeah.
I mean, just the fact that they actually managed to pull this off and actually make it look like a 1930s cartoon and everything. I fucking love that. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I love the South Park games so much. It's like, you know, we've had South Park games in the past, but with Stick of Truth and Fractured But Whole, it's like, yeah, they actually managed to make it look like an actual episode. That's really impressive to me. So it's like, hot damn, they actually managed to pull this off. So I was like, oh, I just think that's such a huge breath of fresh air. Then, of course, you know, Cuphead has been in development for so long that it was like, I kind of forgot about it after a while, at least until last year when it was like, oh yeah, this thing's coming out.
Yeah, like they've been talking about this game like ever since E3 2014. I should know because I remember seeing the very small clip of this game like when they were showing off the Xbox Indie Showcase, and I believe it's showing off like the roots or whatever, and I'm just like, okay, I'm already digging into their art style because it looks so amazing. Oh.
Hey, this is that intro cutscene that one journalist couldn't do!
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you every game journalist's nightmare.
The tutorial level!
Yeah, no, like, for those who don't know, apparently this one game journalist, yeah, I guess they got footage of him trying the tutorial out for the first time, and I kid you not, it took the man or woman probably, like, maybe 15, 20 minutes to get through this entire tutorial level, if only because he or she could not figure out how to fucking dash.
Even though the game literally tells you how to dash.
Yeah, now, I mean, again, the video had no commentary on it, so it was like, there was no indicator if it was, like, intentional or not, but it's like, even so, just watching it was cringeworthy. Well, so that's why there's like the big running joke with this tutorial being like the game journalist's nightmare or whatever.
Well, if it was a journalist, more than likely it wasn't intentional.
Maybe
their job is to review the game and to give at least an opinion on it based on their experience. But if they suck that badly, like.
Right. Alright, anyway, now what we just saw there, when we collected that coin, alright, this is like a really big game gimmick with this game. Like, there is a currency, portion in this game, where you will have to buy, like, various weapons and other perks that could help you throughout certain levels, and especially the various boss battles. Now, because of that, it is vital that you go through the tutorial level, because the coin that you just collected right there, it does count towards your coin counter. So yeah, even if you are already familiar with the game mechanics and how gameplay works, if you want to get every coin in this game, that you have to go through the tutorial level. And speaking of coins, here we have some various NPCs out there, where depending on which one you're talking to, they can either give you coins right off the bat, or give you coins if you, complete certain requirements. You know, side quests. But if you talk to this NPC right here, he'll actually give you 3 coins right off the bat. So, basically, you haven't started the game yet, and already you're walking away with 4 free coins.
That guy's supposed to take a chunk of his head.
No, what?
That guy's supposed to take a chunk of his head.
Right. Alright, now before we get into the various bosses or runaway soul debtors, it's time to show off one of the various, very few run and gun levels, which, as BJ pretty much summed up, like, at the beginning of this video, yeah, it's literally basically an older version of Mega Man. There's platforming involved, and there's a bunch of shooting various enemies that try to get in your way.
You know what vibes I get more so than Mega Man when I see this game in action?
What?
So this game reminds me more so of Gunstar Heroes, if anyone's ever heard of that game.
Yeah, I've heard Gunstar Heroes.
Yeah.
I think that seems familiar.
Yeah, I think a lot of inspiration for this game came mainly from Gunstar Heroes, not necessarily. Well, obviously Mega Man for the whole run and gun aspect, but a lot of the stuff that they, like, game mechanics and all in this game, just scream Gunstar Heroes. Even with some of the bosses too that we'll run into later.
Right.
Well, I mean, this game is just filled with referential humor. Like, obviously, mostly inspiring from, you know, those old day cartoons. But there's even some modern day stuff that they reference here as well.
That is true. I can contest to that. Actually,
One of the first ones, actually, we are going to see here fairly soon. Like, not in this level, but coming up. And if Ryan does it in the order that I'm thinking he will, like, we'll see.
Something tells me probably not, but if you're talking about what I think you're talking about, then yes. I swear to God, and I swear to God, if you make the reference that everyone of the mother keeps making.
Wait, what reference?
Probably not, because I'm not very in tune to references. So
yeah, I must be out of the loop. I mean, granted, again, I've seen this game played through multiple times. Bravo!
Bravo!
First try.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it's like, you will not No, it's like, yeah, alright. From this playthrough, I was like, okay, keep in mind, folks, again, I played through this game numerous times. Not just for the sake of enjoying this game, but, you know, for practice or whatever. But it's like, no. It may seem easy, but no. There is a massive difficulty spike with this game.
That's like another really big thing I heard about this, is that it's like, while Cuphead is a lot of fun, it's insanely hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially for your first try. I mean, in this case, it's like, yeah, I've already got enough practice with the game or whatever. I kind of already got the feeling on what the bosses are like, what the run and gun levels are like, so it's like, okay, the next time through, they're a bit easier.
But that's what makes the game so great!
Alright. But seeing as how we've gathered enough coins from the run and gun level, which, keep in mind, each run and gun level has 5 coins, we can now buy our first set of upgrades and perks, starting with the spread weapon and the smoke bomb. Now, the spread weapon, in my personal, I'm just throwing this out there. You're gonna see me use the spread weapon a lot because the weapon description of the spread weapon shows that the spread weapon is very effective when you're fighting bosses or enemies up close and personal. And a lot of these bosses, you will have to fight up close and personal. So that's why, if you have at least 4 coins or more for the first weapon that you purchase or whatever, I highly recommend you purchase the spread weapon first.
Now that said, real quickly, there is something else. There is another neat little reference that I do want to make a point to. Notice Cuphead's gloves here in this shot. They're yellow, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So keep a close eye out to the color of Cuphead's gloves and the color of his shoes from here on out. Like, for example, look there.
Yeah. His gloves are white, but his shoes are yellow.
Yes, but now look at his normal sprite. When we get into this first boss fight, which, by the way, you are going in the order that I was thinking. So there you go, Ryan.
Oh, okay, good.
So his gloves and shoes here are white and brown.
Yeah, it's because like in those old cartoons, you know, they never really stuck to like a strict color scheme. They always changed. I mean, look at like Mickey Mouse.
Yeah. Like, according to the developers, this was intentional. Like the fact
that's the exact reference. So a pretty cool little design nod. That also said, here's that first reference I was talking about. This is a very obvious nod to the Dragon Quest slimes.
God damn it!
Yeah, slime.
And there it is.
Oh wait, that was the reference. Well, it's obvious, Ryan.
And yet you just had to make it.
Okay.
Now this is the one thing that threw me off the first time around. You see,
this threw everyone off.
Oh shit! It's like first this guy dies, but even oh shit, he dies and he still attacks you with his fucking tombstone. Oh. But yeah, okay. Essentially, with this boss fight, yeah, it's like the first couple phases, even though like between phases 1 and 2, his hitboxes does increase because, you know, he changes from a small little goopy de gras or whatever to a bigger size. Yeah, you essentially just got follow behind. You just got follow behind the guy as close as you can without him trying to land on you, and be on the lookout for his animation where he winds up for a massive punch attack. As for the tombstone, his attacks vary. It's like he'll go from left to right on the screen numerous times, and he only tries to flop down on you only when he feels like it. But with that, we got our first soul contract from Guppy Le Grande.
Guppy Le Grande.
I don't know why. For some reason, it's like, again, this is just me being terrible with names. I always figured at first, I kept thinking his name was something like a Goop de Gras.
Goop de Gras. The Goop de Gras.
Yeah, Goop de Gras. Alright, but now this right here, with the Roots pack, will be more than likely literally everybody else's first boss battle.
See, missed opportunity. This guy should have been covered in eyes.
Covered in eyes?
Yeah. That's what potatoes are covered with, eyes.
Right. That's true. But yeah, first we have the potato that shoots rolls of dirt at you and shoots worms like every fourth shot, which, keep in mind, again, considering that it was a projectile that was pink colored, you can parry off of that. Same thing goes with the magenta colored tears that the onion cries out from above.
Should that onion be very concerned if some of his teardrops are magenta colored? I feel like that should be cause for concern.
Yeah, it's like yeah, I don't think I think it'll take more than clear eyes to try to take care of that. I'm just saying.
Well, I don't know. Can you bleed bloody tears?
Well, if I've learned anything from the final boss in Kirby 64, maybe?
Sure, why not?
Anyway.
If I've learned anything from reading all of those creepy pastas, I don't know.
Creepy pastas.
The creepy pastas with their soulless eyes and their very small wide pupils and the blood dripping from. Oh God, God. All right, but with the soul contracts of Guppy Le Grande and the Root Pack under our belt, that'll pretty much do it for the first part of Cuphead. But first, this little NPC will basically give you a little bit of a hint about hidden coins in each of the overworlds. Because keep in mind, there are 3 isles in the island of Inkwell, and within each Isle of Inkwell, it'll contain either 1, maybe 2 hidden coins. Actually, no, scratch that. Each Isle of Inkwell contains 1 hidden coin. So either you can find it on a whim, or you have to clear the entire isle out in order to gain access to said hidden coin. But I'll show more of that off in the next part. So join us next time as we take on the remaining runaway debtors in the first Isle of Inkwell. We will see you guys then.